Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna make an ephemera folder. This is coming from a roll of paper. So I just got um, a piece. The width is not really important. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this in fast camera, but I just need to fold this in 3 parts. So now that we have this folder in 3 parts, we basically have to fold the two sides that we cut or we folded like so, and then you're gonna have like an opening. Then what I'm gonna do next is folding the bottom part. So now that it's folded, I'm gonna cut this part like so in the two sides. I'm gonna do the same in the other side because this is gonna be the closure of the folder. Alright, I'm not really worried about the corners because we're gonna cut it, or at least I'm gonna do it with my puncher. So I'm gonna cut the full folded side of this part, and in the other side I'm just gonna leave a little bit of paper because that is gonna allow us to paste it with the other part. So it's gonna be pasted like this. Okay, now we are gonna reopen. I'm gonna fold in the back of the folder because I'm gonna now start cutting with my puncher. I made a mistake when cutting, so I'm gonna cut this piece here, and all what we're gonna do is just paste in the back of the folder. As you can see, I would suggest to treat it like fabric. Alright, now we're gonna open the folder and cut in those two sides because I want it to be symmetrical. What I'm gonna do is, because this paper is so flexible, I'm gonna match the two sides together and then use my cutter to cut. So we did cut the two sides, as you can see. You don't really have to measure unless you really want to do it. I do it by eye. And basically we have our folder. I'm gonna put them together again and then use my puncher again, and you know that I put this in fast camera because I'm very slow cutter. So I'm gonna go all the way through the whole line. Okay, let's do this quickly. Okay, as you can see, all of this is cut, and that's fine because on the top you have a little bit of that. I have that in the folder that I made previously. I'm gonna cut this part. This is not like but this is how it's gonna be looking like. Alright, so we are gonna open the folder to close the flaps, and this is the folder closed. So the next step is gonna be adding like the backing paper, and for that we're gonna use this book paper. And so what I'm gonna do is actually open the folder like this. I like leaving a little bit of room, like kind of I want to see the brown paper, so I'm gonna be folding like this. I kind of use the words in the book paper to get alignment, and then I'm gonna use my bone to make sure that the line is correct, and then using my knife I'm gonna cut, and I'm gonna do the same thing with the other side. What I mean is I'm gonna fold again. I'm gonna make sure that I'm leaving some brown part in the top, but it's still gonna be visible, and then use my knife to cut it. And once it's done, all what is left to do is just paste. And again, I'm not using measurements here since I make these ephemera folders often and enough. I do have a template, but in this case you really don't need any templates, and you can make it by eye as I do, and you can see that it's working just fine. And so the next step is gonna be putting the same thing in flaps, and for doing that I'm gonna be using this piece of paper, and I'm gonna cut these right where the letters or the text, the words start. And you know me, I'm gonna be doing that by eye. And then I'm gonna use my knife to cut it. The edges are not quite right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold this part in two because I have two flaps. It's one of the advantages of using book paper, because the two sides are useful. Alright, I'm gonna cut this part to the edges just because I want to make sure that they are similar, and I'm leaving some brown space there to breathe. And then I'm gonna fold the paper in the way I want it to be looking into the back of my brown paper. And then all what I have to do is just follow the line that I folded, and I'm gonna put that in my paper cutter and just cut. And there you go, two sides. Or what is left to do, of course, is paste it in the two sides. As you can see, you just turn it around and it's useful. Alright, I did that in fast camera because I'm a slow pacer. Anyway, doing the same, exactly same thing for the other side. Again, I'm gonna do this in fast camera because you know how to do it. Alright, now that everything is pasted, all what I have to do is just fold it and paste in the back. That's why I said leave a little bit of room so you can paste it with the other side. So this pocket actually has a back pocket if you want to put something there, like big pieces, additional pieces. And the trick that I put here always, because this is slim paper, it's not really thick paper, I add an additional piece of paper the same color, like this one. And then what I'm gonna do is just align the edges because I don't like how it looks like. And then I'm gonna fold that by the middle, edge to edge, because what I'm gonna do is use this as a closure of our ephemera folder. It's not something really that you could need. You could just paste that with glue in the back, but I want to be a little bit fancier. I'm sending this to one of my pen pals, and I really want her to have the a folder as beautiful as I can make it. So now all what is left to do is just paste it. So I'm gonna put that again, you know me, fast mode, but this is how it's gonna be looking like. Alright, now the last part, of course, we're gonna cover this with big book paper, and I'm gonna be putting this in the two sides. So in the front pocket, I'm gonna use my thick tweezers because in that way I don't have glue all over my hands. So this is one side, and then we're gonna turn it around and do exactly the same thing. And I make these folders because I have many pen pals, and I like treating them as good as I can. So I really enjoy making these folders. Anyway, here's the back and here's the front, and then here's another folder that I made. I hope that you enjoyed this and you had fun as much as I did. Please consider subscribing if you like it. I'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye.